All right, today we're going to get into this really powerful way of thinking about self-worth and resilience. It all comes down to one simple but kind of profound idea.
Just think about that for a second. What if every choice you make, every habit you form, every boundary you set, what if it's all just another brick, another beam, another coat of paint in the actual structure that is you? It's a complete game changer for how we see our lives, right? Building it one decision at a time.
And this is where it all has to start. Seriously, not with the fancy decorations or the perfect lawn, but with the part nobody sees, the unshakable base. Before you can build anything that's going to last, you have to pour that concrete foundation.
So let's dive into part 1, pouring your foundation. This is all about figuring out who you are at your very core, long before the world gets a chance to tell you who it thinks you should be.
Okay, check out the difference here. On the left, you've got this shaky foundation that's always asking, do you like me? Am I okay? It's a house that literally trembles with every passing opinion. But on the right, that solid foundation makes a statement. It says, this is who I am. You pick the paint color. You set your own rules. So the bottom line is, are you asking for permission to exist, or are you making a decision about who you're going to be?
You know, a solid foundation is also about managing your emotions. Feelings are like weather. They're just going to happen. Storms will pass through. But a house built on solid concrete isn't going to get knocked over. The real trick is to notice the emotion, see it for what it is, but not hand it the keys to the wrecking ball. You can feel angry without letting that anger demolish a wall you just spent weeks building.
There is so much power in this idea of containment. When you aren't just broadcasting every single thought and emotion 24/7, you create this sense of depth, maybe even a little mystery. And what happens? People get more interested. Your property value, so to speak, goes up. Not because you're hiding anything, but because you're selective. You're self-possessed.
So the foundation is poured, it's solid. Now it's time to build up. This brings us to section 2, constructing your presence. This is all about the walls and the boundaries that define your space out there in the world.
Now, this isn't about being arrogant. It's about a sense of belonging. Think about it. When you own your house, you don't nervously knock on your own front door, right? No, you walk right in. And that translates to how you carry yourself physically. Shoulders down, a steady walk, a calm voice. You just occupy your space because you know it's yours to occupy. So what happens when someone tries to, vandalize your property with a rude comment or a nasty look? You don't treat it like a 5-alarm fire. You just see it for what it is. Trash on your lawn. The most powerful thing you can do is often nothing at all. You just realize their negativity doesn't even make a dent in your grass. It says way more about them than it ever could about your house. You know, enforcing your property lines can look two totally different ways. The reactive boundary, that's allowed, it's exhausting. It's like posting this huge 10-paragraph sign that everyone just ignores anyway. A quiet boundary is automated. It's effective. It's like a sprinkler that just turns on when someone gets too close. In our world, that's not the big online press release. It's the silent mute, block, or delete. It works, and it saves you so much energy.
This really just comes down to consistency. A trustworthy house and a trustworthy person is pretty much the same from sunrise to sunset. Your character, your values, your presence, they shouldn't just dramatically change depending on who's in the room. That kind of predictability, that's what builds real trust. It makes your whole structure feel incredibly solid and reliable.
Okay, so the external structure is looking good. Now we've got to check the internal wiring, the plumbing. Section 3 is all about handling fear and really managing the internal environment of your house.
This is such a cool way to reframe fear. It's not some monster trying to break down your door from the outside. No, it's just a shadow. And a shadow only gets created when something is standing there blocking the light. And in this case, that something is your ego.
So if fear is just the shadow of the ego, the solution is actually pretty simple. Move the thing that's casting the shadow. When you drop that need to impress everyone, or to control everything, or to be perfect, you're literally moving the ego out of the way. And just like that, that huge, terrifying shadow of fear starts to shrink. So how do you practically do that? How do you move the ego? Here's a really powerful technique you can try. Right before you fall asleep, just run a mental movie of a win you want for tomorrow. Now, step 2 is the absolute key. You have to see it and feel it in the first person. Feel the confidence, the relief, the joy. By doing this over and over, you're basically creating a memory of a future event. Your body starts to believe it's already happened, and that quiets the ego and shrinks the fear that comes with it. Look, a house isn't something you just build and then forget about. It has to be maintained.
So our final section is all about the art of daily maintenance. These little micro repairs that keep your structure strong and over time turn it into an absolute fortress.
Let's start with one cold shower. This isn't about punishing yourself. It's just a tiny, deliberate act of will. It's a message you send to your own body and mind that says, hey, I'm in charge here. All systems are operational. It's simple proof that you own the house.
Or how about 10 push-ups? Again, it's not really about the number. It's the act of testing your own structure. It's like a small deposit into your resilience bank, proving to yourself that the floors of your house can absolutely take the weight of a challenge.
And maintenance isn't just internal, right? It's social too. Sending 3 simple texts just expressing gratitude, that's like checking the joints and supports of your social structure. It's cheap, it's fast, and it helps keep your whole neighborhood friendly and supportive.
And here's the real magic of it all. None of these things are heroic by themselves, but this is the power of compounding. These are small wins that build momentum. You do them consistently, a brick here, a tightened screw there, and over time, your simple house becomes an unshakable fortress.
And this, right here, is the end goal. It's not about building some flashy mansion that screams for attention. It's about building a house that is so fundamentally solid, so quiet and so strong that it commands respect without ever saying a word. It has a gravity to it. Storms just seem to go around it, and people can't help but slow down and admire its quiet strength.
So, the blueprints are right in front of you. All the materials are available. The only question left is the one that really matters. What's the first brick you're going to lay today?